Hello students, welcome once again to this channel. In this video we are going to see a new derivation. This is the 10th derivation of the chapter 1 electric charges and fields in physics of CBSE board syllabus. Come on, let us move on to this derivation. Before that, subscribe, share it with your friends and click the bell icon so that you would get more notifications. State and prove Gauss theorem. First let us state the Gauss theorem. The total flux through a closed surface. Consider a closed surface. In that the total flux through a closed surface. What is meant by flux? Electric flux. The number of electric lines of force passing through a unit area is termed as electric flux. So, let us consider a closed surface. The total flux passing through a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by the closed surface. Let me explain it. A closed surface is there. In that, electric flux is there. In the closed surface, the surface encloses some charges. So the net charge enclosed by the closed surface, keep it in one side, and the total flux exists in the closed surface. Keep it in another side. The total flux through a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by the closed surface. This is the Gauss theorem. So here this pi, this letter stands for total electric flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge, that is Q. So first we need to write pi is equal to 1 by epsilon naught into Q. So 1 into Q, Q. So pi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is the Gauss theorem. Proof. Before going to that, let us see the diagram. Here comes the diagram. Let us consider a point charge Q. So all around the point charge Q will have the electric field in a spherical form. So let us consider a Gaussian surface in a spherical form. Let it be S. This is the Gaussian surface. On this Gaussian surface, let us take a small surface. Let it be ds. Now, what is ds vector? Area vector. Any vector that is drawn perpendicular to a surface is called area vector. So, to this small surface ds vector is the area vector. And as this charge is a positive charge, the electric field all around it is pointing radially outward in all directions. Radially outward. So in this particular point, the electric field is in this direction. So here both the electric field vector and ds vector are in the same direction. So the angle in between them is 0. So keeping this thing in mind, let us derive the derivations. Proof. Consider a point charge Q. Consider a spherical Gaussian surface S with radius R. So here the word surface is missing. Consider a spherical Gaussian surface S with radius R. So here comes the diagram. We have already seen this diagram. So no need to explain again, I think. So electric field at any point on S electric field at any point on the Gaussian surface S is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. This is nothing but the common expression for electric field. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Let it be equation number 1. And in the next step, E vector and ds vector are in the same direction. So angle theta is equal to 0. In the next step, let us write the expression for electric flux. We all know that pi is equal to surface integral of E vector dot ds vector. So in the next step, E ds cos theta, you know that A vector dot B vector is equal to AB cos theta. Mathematical formula, vector formula. So we have written like this. So in the next step, E ds cos 0. What is the value for cos 0? It is 1. So surface integral of E ds 1. In the next step, E is constant, so let us take it outside and we are going to integrate only ds. ds is a small surface. When we integrate it, we will get the surface or the area of the whole geometrical shape. So here ds is the part of a sphere. So when we integrate it, we will get the surface area of the sphere. Surface area of the sphere is nothing but 4 pi r square. So here pi is equal to E into 4 pi r square. Let it be equation number 2. Now substitute the equation 1 in equation 2. What is equation number 1? Which is nothing but the expression for E. So substitute the expression for E in this equation. So we'll get pi is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dot Q by R square into 4 pi R square. Here 4 pi and 4 pi get cancelled and R squared get cancelled. So what are remaining? Q and epsilon naught. So pi is equal to Q by epsilon naught, which is nothing but the expression for Gauss theorem or Gauss law. So with this derivation has come to an end. Let us see the derivations of chapter 2 in the forthcoming videos.
Like, share and comment and subscribe our channel and click the bell button for more videos. Thank you.